Hey, what's going on, everyone? I am J.A. Dudley, and this is a hotel, if you couldn't tell. Um, Down here in Texas, filming with TJ, well, as you know, Bear Independent, and we made this trip down here to work with another YouTuber, but that's not what this video is about. What it is about is me being away from home. Uh, as most of you all know, we purchased a house. It's in the forest. It has electricity. Wow, oh wow, it has electricity. Something that I didn't know how I missed. Now, it wasn't a thing of missing it. It was a thing of how am I doing with the generation of it? Because uh, well, we lived completely off grid for over a year in Oklahoma, and there was a bit of solar anxiety that we had living off grid because we had a certain amount of solar panels, one charge controller, a generator, cameras, mini split for our heating and air conditioning. And if one of those systems was off just a little bit, things wouldn't work right. So we added more batteries, added more solar panels, another charge controller, a generator that was dual fuel, push button start, remote control start. So then I ended up trying to figure out how to get that all to work automatically. Still didn't get it to work automatically, but at least I was able to monitor the battery voltage remotely. And if I needed to, I had that little switch bot thing where the finger would come out and press the start button on the generator. I was able to do that remotely, like right from my phone. It was a constant thing of checking the voltage or how much how many watts are being used at this time. And when I would go away on these trips, right before I go to sleep, I'm staring at everything the power usage for the day and uh, what's the temperature outside there, are they comfortable, is the mini split on? Are you leaving the mini split on all night, whether you needed it for hot or cold? Did um, did you uh, turn off everything that we didn't need used for the day? Then I finally get to sleep. I wake up. First thing I do, even before I get to the Bible app, it's I need to check to see what the voltage is. Do I need to start the generator? Do I need to start the mini split? Are they too cold in there? Are they too hot? Is just all of this back and forth stuff that would really weigh on me. Uh, and if one of those systems stopped working, like for a time, uh, the we have was that three or four generators that I would teach my wife how to use them, but didn't teach her how to do any maintenance on them because that would be real cumbersome. You have to pick it up and I think our Westinghouse generator now is a little over 100 pounds. So uh, like lugging that around or putting it up on a table or the freezer to do some maintenance on it was going to be a, a tall ticket item to have her do. So I tried to keep things as simple and basic. When we first started out, it was having gas cans that she would have to pour into the generator to keep it running and going. And after a little bit of a mishaps with one of our previous generators, where I kept the gas cans at a distance on one side, but it was easier for her to bring the gas cans closer to the generator, fill up the generator, and then she would put it down on the ground, not knowing that the side of the generator that she was putting it down on the ground was where the exhaust was. So I was away. We didn't go over that. And uh, one of my brothers went to go help her out with something, then noticed, like, why is a gas can right next to the exhaust, burning a hole in it from the exhaust from the generator? And luckily, nothing caught on fire. So that was the Father's saving grace watching over us. But we did lose a couple of gas cans. And, well, I think maybe two. And so little things like that, that wasn't even, well, that could have been, but that wasn't even that bad. There were times where I was away where the generator just wouldn't start. The push button wasn't working. The pull line wasn't working. It just, like, nothing would go. So it took me a few weeks of research, calling Westinghouse, trying to see if it's still under warranty. Where could I take it for repair? Then they finally say, "Oh, you need to uh, check, and adjust the gap levels on the valve clearance." So did that. Now the generator starts and works. But now there's another thing that's happening where um, where the either the starter is messing up or the battery is not working, and then all of that started to come about when we put in an offer for this house that we didn't even know that we wanted. Like, the our neighbors told us about this house that they have deep in the woods with electric and all this other stuff, well water, and it's like, oh yeah, it's cool, but we're good over here. We have plans for this property. We're going to figure it out here without electricity, without a well, without this, without that. Then some things happened. We actually went to go see the house. And then after seeing the house, we fell in love with the house. It's like, well, is this what we want to do? Like, there's so many things uh, that we need to prepare for on our property. Like, I never saw that show. What is that? Game of Thrones. But I used to hear the terms and phrases. Winter is coming. Yes, we're just going into summer now, and all I'm thinking about is winter. More batteries that I need to get. A mini split for football's camper. Do we need to try and get a small wood stove for backup? We already have uh, our giant kerosene heater, and do we need to get one for football as well? And for his camper, not a giant one, a smaller one, because the giant one we have will, I believe that it will heat up our new house completely. So I, I just didn't know, but there's so many things that you have to prepare for, and like when you're living off grid, and it's not like, oh, I need to just do this now. No, you need to have done that months ago. Now all I have to worry about is moving my solar equipment and my batteries, figuring out how I'm going to use that as a battery backup for the house. And on top of that, um, how do I or what do I need to do to prepare for winter for this house? Because the house is totally fine. Right? I don't have to rack my brain. I don't have to worry about, is it cloudy out today? And will it be enough sun to run everything that we need inside the camper? The sun and the weather doesn't matter anymore. Like now it's just waking up peaceful, not stressed, not worrying, not thinking that something could have happened overnight that would have pulled too much power, that would have left the batteries close to dead. And what if the generator isn't working? What if it's like so many what ifs that will throw you off? But now I don't have that solar anxiety. I'm at peace. I can focus on what I need to do and where I need to be while I'm here in the moment. So that's that is it. I'm grateful. Shalom.